Okay, so we're back videoing, and we had to stop because of technical difficulties. Those that know me know that electronics and I don't get along too well. In the last video, we assembled our transmission. Obviously, lots of oil was used, and this next step, we're actually going to put our crankshaft in and our counterbalancer shaft, and we're going to make some final preparations so that we can actually put our sealant on and join the two crankcase halves shortly. So we're going to start out by lubricating our countershaft bearing, as well as our crankshaft plane bearing where it rides. And then our crankshaft is simply just going to drop right in. Taking time to make sure our rods are positioned so that they don't get in the way. And we're just going to carefully work our crankshaft into position. And next will be our counterbalancer shaft. We want to make sure that we install this correctly. As to this is the second time. The first time I followed the instructions in the service manual, only to find out that caused me to put the counterbalancer shaft in backwards. So we're going to rotate our crankshaft so that we have the room we need. We'll put our counterbalancer shaft in. And then I like to put the rods way down in the case. That way they're not harm's way for when we go to do our assembly. A few other items that we need to add before we do this is we have a oil return screen, which will go right here. As an oil return screen identical to this will go in the other engine case. We also have an O-ring, which is for our oil pump. We need to make sure that that's located back there. Now, this engine is essentially ready to have both of the engine halves brought together. But before we do this, we're going to take one last look over. We're going to make sure that our engine cases are all clean and ready to go. We'll get out our RTV. We'll put it on this surface because there should be no gasket. We'll RTV this. We'll get all our torque specs ready. We'll put the two halves together, verify that our transmission works correctly, and then torque all our engine cover bolts down. And then our core engine is essentially assembled. So that'll be in our next video.